unless you're tall. I'm expected to be smart because I'm tall.
Oh yeah, I suppose so.
That's heightism.
It is actually. Heightism is absolutely real.
Tall people are the most oppressed minority. Let me tell
That's
you.
true. No, tall women more specifically.
Oh yes, because you're combining them at that point.
Yes, at that point. I'm also part of the 1% of the world. 0.0 or 0.5%
tallness?
with tall women in the world.
Oh.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's higher than that, to be honest.
The
I would
Netherlands
not be surprised either, but I don't have.
The Netherlands is the tallest woman in the world.
Absolutely.
My girlfriend told me that statistics. I don't know why.
What's your height again?
I am 6'2", otherwise known as 1 meter
No,
and
you're taller
89.
than me, I think.
1 meter and 89 centimeters.
I think you're taller than me. I'm 6'3" when I stand up completely. Yeah, I think you've
1
always
meter
been
and
taller than me.
89 centimeters.
Okay.
Owen is 6'3". Owen is 1 meter and 94 centimeters.
We'll do this later.
Hero shot. We started the game out looking at BRAME to be a victor here for game number 1, but in the end it is Entity that make it through and make their lineup just work. They got the heroes they wanted. They don't care if they're a little bit behind in the lanes. They'll make it work regardless from the mid to late game, and they take game 1. Can they take game 2, or will BRAME prevent that with a bit of a maybe better draft? We're gonna find out, because draft of game number 2 is here already, and we are well underway. We have a little bit of a change-up. Actually, we have a lot of bit of a change-up. We actually have Spirit Breaker banned out, Mira Jenkins and Purge.
What do you mean?
And a Disruptor picked up, which we saw earlier. We saw Weaver that was banned in the previous game
they had
against
like
Entity.
a remake earlier.
Now picked up. We got early
Jenkins
Queen of Pain as
all of
well.
his
Invoker
predictions went wrong.
ignored. Lots
Ooh,
of things
my headset
happening.
just died. Oh no, there it is.
I like the Spirit Breaker ban. Personally, I feel like the supports were a huge problem on the side of Entity. And the Spirit Breaker, you know, I was talking about Invoker being the hero that was like in every single gank, but it was also like with the Spirit Breaker, because, you know, naturally these are the two global heroes, but the Spirit Breaker is providing the disable for all the ganks, and he was the bubble target for all of the ganks. It's like he really was the centerpiece to the draft, so I can understand that then.
And he like counteracts a lot of pushes as well, because he got the oh my gosh, the invis stick very quickly. Shadow Blade. He got Shadow Blade really fast, and he goes to side lanes and he pushes them out, and it's very. That's what I was thinking. And it's very difficult to gank him and prevent those counter pushes, and the threat on the map that like you can't counter push as well if you know that he can just always like guarantee vision on you for 15 seconds if you show one time. It makes it so hard to split push.
It's just such a pain in the ass too to be Nature's Prophet, and you're always worried that like if you're just a little bit too long in vision that the Spirit Breaker is going to charge you and you just have to TP back to base. Like,
really limits Viper as well, actually. Low movement speed, he can't jump away.
It does, yeah, it really does.
Could you guys talk to me about these bans that Entity is banning out? We saw Wish playing Nature's Prophet previously. Of course, we have the Nature's Prophet picked up again, but it looks like Entity is not expecting that Nature's Prophet to be played by Wish again, because they ban out Ember and Tinker.
I think that's fair. I mean, like game 2 in a best of 3, a lot of the time if you see an opening that's exactly the same, there's like one of two ways that you can. There's something that everybody's going to think of, which is like, oh, they're just stubborn. They think that this hero is good, and so they're just going to ban out the Spirit Breaker, which they think is the only like super hard counter that's strong, and then do it again. But then there's like the 5-head strat of like making it look like you're going to run it back, and then actually swapping it and then doing another draft. And so Entity is giving the respect to BRAME, essentially being like, okay, you're trying to bait us right now with this draft. This is not going to be the same. And I think that's cool. And I could see BRAME playing this in any role. Like, I was actually surprised when it was Wish playing it, so it does make sense that it could be flexed.
You know what Disruptor offers the team?
No.
Great lane.
Latch.
What the?
Latch. No?
Yeah.
What is Latch, Sheever?
It's the glimpse. Making people stick in the same place. Latch him.
Yes.
Dream Coil is the perfect example of a latch.
That is.
And it pounds.
Yes.
Even though it's called leash, but it's close.
Dream Coil's a pounce. All right.
This protects him against Weaver, basically, because it's if you get a dust on him or a sentry, you can glimpse him back and catch him and force a kill there. So it's going to be a little bit less obnoxious to fight up against him. Plus you get vision too.
Like, both of these heroes are just insanely mobile and really difficult to gank for most supports, especially in the early game. but you get 1 early point in silence on Earth Spirit, and it's easy to gank any of these heroes.
That's true. You can buy an Orchid on Prophet too to make it kind of like layer your mid game a little bit better.
Yep.
Or other disables, depending. Now they are banning the tanky heroes with this spell. I think Abo is a great ban. Despite a lot of latch, maybe that's not necessarily true, but
we need to stop.
I was gonna say latch heroes sometimes have strong catch, but not the best disable. You know, it's not a stun usually. It's like weaker.
Because otherwise they would be overpowering. I mean, that would be too strong.
Exactly.
If you can latch and stun.
Dream Coil is not AoE stun.
I'm getting so confused.
Let's just talk about the hero
this
concepts
next
way
hero
above our
that
pay
is
grade.
Treant Protector.
Dire team pick.
That's nice.
Medusa.
Treant and Medusa, our hero of the season.
I like Tree, dude. I think this hero is really good. There's a few people in particular that are spamming it a lot in pubs. It's got a really high win rate in pro level pubs, like 56% or something, which is insanely high. I see Dubu's playing it with Medusa, oftentimes in the safe lane or morphling, one of these like range carries, going tree armor first.
5 seconds
level 1.
remaining.
Literally level 1, and just sitting there punching creeps, denying, and just spamming armor on the carry, meaning like, I'm gonna outfarm you. And then the carry goes in jungles eventually, and then you...
So he does it to offset the harassment and
Yes.
damage that the carry will take.
Yep, and yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You like let the carry kind of frontline, you just sit there and deny
I
creeps.
guess sounds fine because like, are you going to use the other 2 skills? And if you're
Radiant
focused on like
team
denying, then you don't really need to leech seed unless
Yeah,
you're fighting, and you don't need to nature's grasp unless
He'll
you're
do,
fighting.
at least from what I've seen in Dubu's replays when he's playing it, it's like he'll sometimes do the QW build where you go for damage, you go for fighting in the lane, but it depends on what you're up against. If you're against like 2 melee heroes, you can pressure really hard, then you'll go for it. If you don't have a Medusa, you have like a hero that can maybe is better at getting kills, like a Sven or a Jug, something like that. You would go for the Q and the W, but you can go for like any skill built on Treant Protector right now, which is why I think it's so strong.
I foresee some issues for BRAME because they got great ways of making sure that they can chase and catch anybody. Like they can latch them, they can hold them in position
really
for a very
can.
long time.
Yeah.
But where's their damage going to come from? Because at this point, Nefrit
10 seconds
is like all on him. It's like if he doesn't have a hero that can pump out enough damage, game is not going to be very long.
I mean, Puck could go like a Witchblade build, which is not as common right now, but occasionally is good. He could do that.
It's kind of trending to go with Blade on Puck now. Like
I just am holding
because it
my
just got buffed. So
No, I'm holding
like all
these
yeah.
things.
I do see it coming back though.
I had to put them
given
down
that it's
like
like
a grown up.
cost-effective early item, like I do think 2 int is pretty. It's it's okay.
Yeah.
But
It's alright.
you need more. You definitely need more.
I mean, it's the same damage as it
It'll
used
be
to be
good
like when
because
they
that means
changed
Jake has
Witchblade.
one
They
less
just made
time
the
to go
damage
take
go to
his
4
drink and
seconds
he's killing
duration
himself with the
instead of
amount he
3.
drinks.
So it's like you can't pump it out
Some men
as
kill
quickly
themselves.
is the negative
Yeah,
about
some
it.
men
but
kill themselves
it
without
still
alcohol.
can work
Jake
in
has killed
Puck lots of
himself and
damage
died.
talent, which doesn't help. But
After you, my dear. Well,
So we need
thank
a
you.
ton of
Hopefully it's a
damage
deal.
Yes.
if we're BRAME right now.
to kill Medusa, for sure.
10
And-
seconds
and-
remaining.
A hero like
Yeah, it'll be
PA
a
would
2-0.
not necessarily be that.
5 seconds
Because it doesn't really
remaining.
deal with the Medusa that well. Anti-Mage, fantastic ban. Drow as well. You're never going to get in range to break that Drow passive.
Is Queen of Pain enough for you to not pick PL as BRAME?
No, I think it's a great PL game. Is it
It's still in.
not banned out? Yeah,
I guess you can get Manta to break Tree ulti. It's a natural build up there. I guess Quap and Weaver can dodge you a bit, but
Yeah.
like you can force Seduce a fight, okay?
Yeah, but like, yeah, the thing that with the Weaver and Quap is I think they're dealt with already by the Puck leash, by the Earth Spirit silence, the Disruptor silence, Glimpse, Orchid, which is eventually going to come out from the Nature's Prophet.
I mean, but I would also say, like,
10
yeah,
seconds
dealing with
remaining.
Weaver's not even that important anyways, right? Because it's more of like his strong laning stage, and then
5 seconds
but I guess
remaining.
getting kills on him in mid game is really
Dire
helpful.
It might even still be a
Ursa is
support
also
Weaver.
really good. All right, Sand King. Yeah, they definitely needed disable, so that's fair.
Good way to push side lanes too, pretty safely, even against some of their heroes. Like if he gets a Yules, he can buy his team a lot of time to react to it.
Dude, this is a pretty dope Ursa game. I think you can
10
take off the
seconds
tree ult,
remaining.
get a diffusal blade for the Medusa. You can do really well against Sand King in lane with
5
Disruptor,
seconds
lock him
remaining.
down, glimpse him when he burrows out of the kinetic field, kill him with Ursa.
Yeah, I like it. That's a good idea. Is the lane okay against Sand King? I guess that's fine.
It does, if
I mean,
you're
he'll get
killing.
caustic and stuff.
Nice.
Choose your hero.
Incredible analyst on the panel here.
Thanks.
Thank
It's the luck from being entirely wrong about the last game.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Gotta channel that knowledge karma. If that was true, though, Kyle would be right more.
His time is coming. Let me tell you.
One of these days, he's gonna nail it, dude. Gonna like bet hard on something. He'll win. It's gonna be BRAME.
He's on the GCASH gaming content team now, by the way.
Oh, really?
Buy the fan bundle in those Steam store today.
Are they out?
Are they out?
No. Please buy it when it is out.
Why, do you get a cut as being on the
As a content team? Yes, I do.
Probably not as much as the players, though.
No. They don't get any cut. They get fed.
Oh, okay.
10
So
seconds
we got
remaining.
ourselves a position 4 Weaver. I like that. That
5
means that this
seconds
Crystal Maiden, not Crystal Maiden, what am I saying? Medusa, a little bit more tanky, is gonna have a tough time dying. Like, is Ursa enough in that case?
I don't know. I feel like Weaver against Ursa sounds really fun in the lane for the Weaver. It's like
It does.
If you don't get like kinetic fielded, you're gonna be like beating on Ursa all the time. I mean, he can attack quickly, so he could deal with bugs all right. But like in those like fight to the death moments, bugs are like so obnoxious right now.
I feel like this is another one of those lanes that could go either way. Like a Weaver's really annoying for an Ursa if the Weaver's popping off and having a good game. Then also, if you get kinetic fielded and Ursa already has like 2 or 3 Fury swipes on you, and he like
Take,
closes the gap
full
on you,
damage.
you just die. You just instantly die. So it depends on like the first 2 waves of the lane. That's usually how it goes.
All right. First 2 waves, the most important ones for the game.
Yeah. I mean, they
for that
usually
matchup.
are.
I mean, if we saw previous game, that was not the story of that game. But I'm happy to see this change. We're gonna find out if we have a game 3 or not. But not with me. You're gonna find out together with Moxie, who's gonna join us and is gonna replace me, and she'll take control over these.
No one could ever replace you, Sheever. Come on now.
Well, you definitely can at the moment because it frees me of them, and it takes me to a comfortable
You
seat.
just got
You mean
ditched.
him?
Don't point at me. You're the one.
Keep tossing it down the hill.
Sunstrike. Oh, he didn't hit the sun. Sheever.
Sun strikes.
Well, we didn't see Evoker. Not bad though. I'm gonna leave you to it.
All right.
Goodbye.
See you later, Sheeves.
Bye.
Welcome, Moxie,
Prepare for battle.
Hello.
to the pain house.
What did you do in the 6 minutes that you were gone?
I went over into the other room. I saw it was redecorated. We have a little heater. It's real nice and cozy.
Oh.
Yeah, I ate your food.
Oh no. Well,
Like
it's
you
only,
did
It's only fair. I
TI?
ate so much of your food at TI. Every day I was like, Moxie, that's mine.
And I was like, okay, I guess you can have it.
You would have had to walk all the way to the tent. I knew you weren't coming.
Wait a minute. Are my boys doing an aggro tri-lane?
It looks to be the
no
case.
way.
Ooh, the counter to the Medusa. 3 heroes. She's another very slow hero. Another
But
snake hero.
Here's the problem,
Snakes are
though.
slow.
It's
If
actually
she-
our mascot of this.
She
tour's
is, yeah. In her
DLC.
We have
is
two.
the snake the
we have-
mascot
we have
or the
two-
Medusa?
We have 2 snake mascots, of course.
You need to stop
2
talking about
different
that.
snake mascots.
For the record, he will
easy to
every
confuse.
single time the intro comes on, he says, "Those are 2 different snakes." The one that she throws and the one that appears on the.
Snakes. Look, it's easy to confuse them if you're snake blind, like most
Now,
people are,
it's-
but
it's a
I'm not
why do you
snake
want-
Why
blind.
do you know about
Creature.
snakes?
You
You
can't-
don't leave the house. How could you possibly know
He
about
does
snakes?
have to leave the house because he has a dog.
You
Snakes
read
enter my
encyclopedias?
Snakes enter your house? That's not
The
good.
battle
No, I'm just kidding.
begins.
Oh, is he gonna get it?
Oh, yeah, that's gonna.
It's hard to read. Yeah, he did not. It was a good try.
didn't get it.
Really good effort. Spent a 4th of his mana pool for that Sakuchi, but it's okay. Good effort.
Good effort indeed. I also want to point out the fact that BRAME is playing a lot of very comfortable heroes. These are heroes that we've seen in previous tours of the DPC. Stamanen especially playing the Earth Spirit. Very, very comfortable with that hero, able to make a lot of things happen. And same thing with SSA Spartan playing that Disruptor, who has gotten more and more popular recently.
Yeah, it's cool to see the hero trend back, to be honest. It got a lot more popular at TI due to things like the Shard, because it helps you transition from like a gank hero to like actually being able to siege and help you end the game. So that makes a lot of sense for why Disruptor is getting a bit more popular. Sin King went for Caustic level 1 though. Against the Ursa, it makes sense, get the damage in. He is not going armor level 1. That's some good punches right there.
Listen, I said Dubu did that. I didn't say he was gonna do.
I'm pretty sure you said every tree player can
No,
get armor level 1. and
Listen, I'm just watching replays, telling you what I see. That's
Are we
all.
keeping a tally now on how many times that Jenkins says something? And
Oh, do not make me into Kyle, please.
I don't want to, trust me.
Yeah, this is a classic mid lane matchup, isn't it?
It really
Quap
is.
versus Puck, which I believe is supposed to be very Puck favored. Not looking that way. Stormstormer having a wonderful performance here.
It's probably better for Quap now because you get heals from the dagger. Not that he's skilled it yet, but Puck also has gotten a couple nerfs. His base armor is like atrocious right now. Right, so if Quap actually trades with him, it's probably not too bad. And phase shift is like 7.5 seconds level, so you don't even get phase shift anymore. So it's probably a little bit more straightforward on fundamentals on like who has better damage and.
Quap's Scream also got buffed a lot.
Did it?
It used to be really bad. I mean, it's
Like
still
more
not.
mana, or I can't remember.
I think they reduced the mana cost on it. Maybe a little bit, gave it a bit of damage. Not much though. Damage is still low.
I feel like it's probably easier as Quap to dodge the orb damage than it is to dodge the scream
I
damage.
just meant.
Another aggressive play coming out from Stormstormer.
Hello, can you hear me?
Runs on back to that orb.
He is stomping this lane. 15-1
Holy
to
crap.
8-0. That is.
Well, you said earlier too. This is something that you've seen him play a lot in pubs recently, right, Jenkins?
Oh yeah, he's a Quap fiend, and he goes for the classic build on Quap, which is Orchid BKB instead of what a lot of people are doing now, which is the like Sanjin Kaya. Build Sanjin Kaya, Shiva's like building into just being this like tanky spellcasting hero, just
Radiant's
spamming
top
stuff and
tower
staying
is under
alive.
attack.
He's more about those pickoffs.
I think that fits into this lineup a bit more.
Definitely, yeah, 100%. I mean,
BKB will protect
Medusa.
from tree as well. Oh, I'm sorry, same team. Disruptor ulti, things like that. There are powerful silences. If he gets
That's
BKB
true.
at a good time, he gets like Puck, Disruptor, or Spirit, he'll have a nice time.
There's definitely a lot of ways to go and throw out that disable. Not as many over on the side of Entity. I believe I heard you guys talking about that during the draft. Sand King pickup does help to solidify that a little bit.
I haven't seen a bracelet in the lane in a while.
we said latch about 12 times during
I
the
started
draft.
laughing in the back room. I was like, there they go again, especially when you used it improperly.
When did I use it improperly?
No, I think it was actually Purge who
It was
using
him.
it improperly.
It was him when
But
he
I
was-
think he was just memeing at that
When
point.
he was shitting on Stormstormer for not hitting Sunstrikes. Are you an Invoker player or something?
No.
Horrible, horrible.
Is
I've
that
never
too-
seen you play Invoker, actually.
I used to
Very
earlier in
judgmental.
Dota 2, but I haven't touched it in a while. I can. I'm not like good at it, but I can invoke all the skills slightly
On
slowly.
purpose, or?
On purpose. Did you see that Quap had 2 points in Blink already? Didn't bother for the dagger. Kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I mean,
I feel like you usually get at least one. Obviously, Puck is a hard counter in a lot of cases because you just dodge it and no mana's wasted. But I think it's kind of cool.
Rolling on bottom a little bit off the mark on Crystallis.
But to bait him into the fight there. Leech Seed, very powerful ability. Until you get literally any other grass spell, then it's terrible.
It's tree versus tree in this lane.
a Pokemon reference?
Yeah, it was a Pokemon.
Yes. He's a big Pokemon fan. You know that?
I mean, I was a very big Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
Everything about Red Blue. Knew when people got their most powerful abilities, stuff like that.
That's interesting. So you're saying that you were a child in the 90s.
I was a child
Very
in the
impressive.
90s, yeah. And I had the Nintendo Power or whatever.
Ooh.
This is a lot of damage.
That's so much damage over on Snefford. He has to be very careful in his positioning. Bugs on you. You get a couple hits off with the Weaver here. They're going to try to make a play over here on Toby. Some mad damage, but again, does have the burrow strikes. They have those. Ooh, no, not going to be enough. That is going to be the first blood. Going over to Nefrid, but Nefrid now needs to be careful. Stormstorm is just clicking away at him.
Dude, I hate when you're owning a lane and then some mid rotates and ruins your fun.
It's so annoying.
Because that was the double kill right there for him.
Are they going to dive for this? I feel like Stormstorm really wants this. Yeah, look at this. Just going to get a couple clips to bottle through.
Radiant's
Needs a
middle
little bit more
tower is
damage to
under
get Spartan, and by God, they have it.
2 points in Blink right there, baby.
Katomi? He's going to be fine.
I mean, his man is probably so much more efficient with 2 points in Blink. So if he blinks in there and throws the dagger for like 100, he doesn't get to keep going, you know? He's just like, oh, that's my gank, and now he goes back mid, no mana. I mean, if you spam Quap and somebody does this, like, I'm like, okay, this guy's just played enough games where he realizes that dagger is a trap spell or something like that. If you're not going to commit to it, it's not worth it.
Seven in the bottom lane's getting just punched down slowly by this tree. It's going to still survive as they chew through a lot of that mana for Crystallis. They'll go for the Dream Coil, and they're going to get off a couple more clicks. Wish will be successful in his first rotation.
Great rotation.
Nefrid, though, also just being harassed very strongly here in this top lane. Like, they're not going to go for the dive, though.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Overpower really paying off there.
Radiant's
Being able to kill the bugs fast makes the chase way less scary.
I like that treads pickup too on Nefrit. Like you could see, oh, almost. He had a lot of long charges. You can see that the treads in that last fight was, or the last little skirmish that they had there was actually enough to survive. Like just that little bit of strength is all he needed.
Storm coming forward. They do have a sentry place though. Toby having to be very careful. He's just getting chased around here by Nefrit. Needs maybe one more hit. He'll find the kill. He's having skirmishes left and right now. Silence being placed over into Storm. Stormer not going to last long enough for them to get anything else out of it. Go refill his bottle.
Fighting for the rune, but it doesn't spawn there, so they just disengage. He's got Dream Coil, that's a little bit scarier, of course. And he gets the DD because he was higher up in a regen, so they're ready to fight with those double nulls and the raindrops. They know that they could kill each other if they're not careful.
Weaver has 13 CS in this lane because
Tanking is a bad offlaner.
He's been having a really tough time. And so Weaver's been kind of picking up the slack there with the CSing, which honestly, I mean,
he might as well, right?
Yeah, well, sharing farm.
Someone should get it if he can't get it.
Yeah, for sure. And like sharing farm between those two heroes, like Weaver is traditionally a core, so you're cool with that. Sand King has been played as a support previously.
Martin gonna try to teleport out. He is gonna make it, but unfortunately Nefrit will fall to Stormer. Not been able to make it out. But rotation over to the mid lane.
Great distraction. Even got the observers there. Oh, we're killing the support, sucker. And then all of a sudden he jumps and kills Ursa. Ursa does have his ulti, so I guess he just didn't anticipate it or something, but it's enough damage.
So the trade is mid tower for top tower, which usually you would favor the team that takes the mid tower, but with you get a kill.
There's a Dream Coil, the silence. Here's Kathomi, Stormer though.
Was that a good trade, Jack?
Never mind, no trade. Yeah, I mean, there's no trade happening. The tower's defended. Really nice rotation from BRAME.
That was cool. He stepped back and started TPing early to get there before the tower got killed. Great job.
Careful with those little treants there, 11. Want to give a bunch of gold to a Medusa. He's trying to do the deny off.
You know, that's just for like stats on the end screen now though, because like they're so worthless. The trees 8 gold each.
This is good though. They're solidifying themselves a Roche potentially. So Bray's forced to blink out. It's like Kobe.
Early Roche, dude. I mean, I don't even know. It seems tough. Nothing to tank at this point.
They don't have Epi yet either.
Maybe, but he just used on bottom. Maybe miscommunication.
Maybe that's why they went for that. Oh, he's actually going for the Sanjin Kaya build. I was gonna say, with the Blink Max, this is typically what people do when they go for the Sanjin Kaya build, because you're just kind of playing to farm and scale and like spam your spells, and then eventually you build into the dagger.
Because I guess like Max Blink is like, you know, anti-mage Battle Fury-esque, right? You have AoE from
You're
Scream,
clearing waves,
and Blink lets you go from wave. Like look at this, he got to this camp so fast. It's like he's got Blink, but the Kaya as well increase your mana regen by 50%. He's gonna have to spend a little bit on more mana regen, but
roll in, silence over onto Crystallis. They got more than enough damage here to take down the Medusa.
Get up if you can.
Crystallis, both
They're
games. He's just having such a rough time.
Yeah, it's being pressured.
He cannot catch a break. I mean, no. BRAME is just pressuring him really hard, though.
We got Arcane Ring as well. Off the straight. Such a good ring with it, or item with this build.
Now my question, because both of you have played professionally once upon a time. In your
don't count me, please.
What do you mean? Zephyr was a legitimate team. I want to. Hold on, the fight's breaking out. That's gonna save you here. They'll get the kill on Kathomi. So my question is, so Crystallis is known for being a very confident individual, to the point that, you know, he likes to throw some trash talk around and whatnot. Does that paint a bigger X on your back when you're in matches, like, or is it just, you know, obviously he is the position one if you can gank him at any point, because he is basically their win condition, and when you think about how much physical damage he's going to have to output.
I mean, it probably creates some antagonism, like you get more hyped when he's losing, or like you feel better. You probably get a morale increase when you're successful against him. When you're losing against him, it probably feels worse.
Okay.
So it might just be like a you either win more or lose more. I would assume. What do you think? You have more competitive experience.
Of course, many years ago, not recently, part of the Arkosh content team.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like also the attitude that you have to be a trash talker is one of confidence, bravado, let's say.
Okay, yeah. Good SAT word.
Sigma male. And so I think that in that case, like, killed, like, that player will often have teams like built around them and them being successful, because that's naturally what their like personality will be like.
Towards,
yeah. It's like if I walk in here like a big alpha male Chad, people are all like, oh, you know, that's a cool guy. I don't know what cool people do. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Say cool stuff.
Yeah, cool.
Just like this.
Sure.
Well, it was a really good. It was a good distraction over into that bottom lane, because they did try to make a play over onto Wish, and it's enabled Nefert then to get this Roche. So that's our first Roche. We've got the Aegis online, and it looks like BRAME is looking to invade and take over this triangle area.
Not enough of them there to grab the kill, but with the Aegis now, they're going to start playing aggressive, farm the enemy tri-camp, unless something happens in the bot lane that's clearly very important.
Gonna have Toby here.
This reminds me of the previous match as well. They over-rotated a little bit, maybe. If they can get this kill, it's going to feel good, but...
Well, they got to get over there, though. They got to find him first, and he's doing a really good job. Right on the corner. Oh, he's right on the edge here. Oh, he's getting right next to 11.
That was such a silly juke, but it was so amazing.
They really expect him to burrow into the trees, is what happened.
And now he's here to defend the tower. I mean, this is a really important place to be standing as a Sand King. I mean, this is your dream. Is just sit with the Treant, protect the tower, make sure you kill all of the creeps. The Treants aren't going to be enough to tear through the living armor. The Sand King killing 3 creeps.
Alright, walking into Kataomi. Oh,
that hurts so bad. It's so bad to watch that.
But they do find themselves a kill on Crystallis, so...
Wow.
That's a solo kill.
Defusal, right? No.
No.
Just a haste rune.
Oh my gosh. He didn't even ulti for it. He just killed him.
You know, we were
kind of vision.
We were kind of questioning the TP's bot, like, oh man, they're giving up this area, this triangle area, but I guess Nefert's enough to hold it alone.
I mean, that's a really good point, because like, sometimes you get greedy like that, right? You're like, I'm not supposed to be able to defend this tower, but you find a way to do it, and you're like, oh dude, we're farming 3 lanes right now, but then what happens is you're defending that lane and you're not somewhere like crushing a jungling carry, which is what they did. Like, they commit heroes to defend that tier 1 tower, and that's good for them. But on the other side of the map, now Deuce has nobody covering her, because you're spending these hero resources in a different way that seems good, but now it's cost them a lot. It's like third death on Medusa or something.
And it's a solo kill, man. Like, you get so much golden XP for that. Nefert is huge.
Dire's bottom tower.
I mean, he had a very nice start here, and it just continues to snowball. And that is all about, or rather, snowballing is all that Ursa really enjoys here.
I love what they're doing in this game compared to the last one on BRAME. Like, just invading this triangle and staying there and being patient and not being too crazy about the rotations. We saw a little bit of one bot, but they still haven't got this tier 1 tower bot lane. They just...
Ooh. Tried to go for Stormstormer, but not going to be successful. They're going to turn around again.
Is under attack.
Still having that Aegis, though. They have to be aware of it. Smart to get a glimpse back over onto Wish. They'll hold Stormstormer into place with the silence on top of it. Finish them off, yes, they will. It's a decent amount of damage here, though, coming from the epicenter. Down, follow up now with that slow 11 trying to run away. He's just being held over into the corner. Able to take down Crystallis yet again. Toby next to fall. 11 also finding his demise as Kataomi trying to get some clicks up here over onto Stamana, but the rest of the team will be able to follow up. So even if he gets this kill, and he looks like he's not even going to get it. Nah, last second, Kataomi does manage to kill Stamana.
Okay, he's not in. That scared me. I loved how Spartan uses ulti there. Dream Coil breaks basically because Quap doesn't want to stick around, but he puts it down a little bit early, and then after the stun is broken, it's already like ramping up to damage really effectively. So they end up crushing the Quap in that fight after getting him, despite not having all the abilities they necessarily want there. Just perfectly used. It's also going to delay Sand King's ulti as well. He has to walk to the edge to channel it. He comes back in, but a lot of that gets wasted due to the Aegis.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And the thing with Medusa being so far behind at this point is that when you kill the Queen of Pain first and you have a decent epicenter like that, an honestly decent fight, you just don't have the damage if the Quap is dead. Like, there's no way to fight that.
Yeah, imagine if they had Scream or ulti there for that second respawn. Like,
yeah,
that's
huge.
a double kill or something on the overgrowth.
Spartan very far forward, but they'll turn back around to get the silence up, and they'll take down Stormstormer at the cost of Spartan. They're very happy about that. Dreamcore's just holding the
Fishman
strand into place,
stands.
but
I am a tree. They didn't even bother.
It's so hard to play Quap this game against Disruptor and Puck, like 2 extreme counters.
Yeah.
And Earth Spirit can do stuff as well, so they can layer, and then that on top of the high damage of Ursa, or even Puck at this point, who are quite farmed. It's tough to play Quap. And like that's the problem with the hero sometimes. Like you can buy Orchid if you get it fast and you start crushing heroes, but it's not that difficult to get item solutions against Orchid in a lot of cases. Glimmer Cape, War Staff sometimes, Fuel Scepters. Stuff just makes the Orchid feel bad, and all of a sudden they get BKBs and you're like, oh, this Orchid is just a farming item. That's not even a good one.
Even with like Kaya and Sanj, just in a game like this, it almost feels like you should go BKB first, or like Kaya BKB, Sanj BKB, something like that. That just sounds weird. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want that from your mid laner.
Is it too early too? Like if you get that item like so early on, it becomes
BKB?
I mean, it's changed around a bit, right?
It's like these. I mean, that's a busted item now. It's just so good. Like the 6 seconds at lowest possible
that's still
cooldown.
pretty good.
It's way too good. I mean, no, I think like. But if you look back at this replay as Queen of Pain in this game, you might think like I should go like small item BKB just because of the all of this we've talked about on the side of BRAME.
But with that said though, if you rush BKB super fast and then you just don't farm creeps as well because you have no mana regen, and Quap could hypothetically farm fast with mana regen.
Oh, he actually is going Kaya BKB, so it's just like it's still like too early.
He had Sanj Kaya queued, but
yeah,
he must have changed his mind.
I think he'll probably build that Ogre Axe into.
I mean, that's basically what you said. You said small item BKB. I think Kaya is a decent way to transition that. And there are a lot of disables. I mean, the Sanj won't help against.
Oh, good. Silence immediately over from Stormer. And like you said, it's just a hard game to play Queen of Pain.
What do you think about this like skipping wand thing for some mid heroes? Bob skipped it this game. Do you think it makes sense?
It's just hard to have the slots for it. Is the issue? You know.
I guess if he skips it, he gets 2 null talismans. And Quap is very mana starved. Would that be a reason why? I guess.
Yeah, that's. I think there are other mid heroes that are less mana starved. They would prefer to just have like tankability.
They found themselves a Spartan here. We'll go for the glimpse, just trying to pull him back by a bit more time for Nefert to come over. They'll find a cleanup kill.
That feels good, dude. You're dead, but you're like, oh god, get him, guys.
It's when you get him from the grave. They're some of the best kills.
Surprised he didn't all chat. Fast Manta for
no.
Dusa. Great counter against the Overgrowth if it was on the enemy team, but it's not.
I can see someone in here. Silence the global teleport on in with the wish.
He had mana shield off, and the sentry was there.
Hey, there's the tip. There's your trash talk you're looking for. Not all chat.
That one's a little deserved.
Yeah, just no mana shield.
Was his mana low enough that he was probably trying to regain mana while he snake.
He was being a greedy boy.
He was trying to probably snake and get mana back, but not take damage. I don't know. It was probably something like that. He probably turned it off to like get mana back while not taking damage, so he maximizes mana. Because it's also important that his mana's maxed, because then if he gets initiated on, if he gets below ulti level, then you just die, right? So like he's trying to min-max there, but he got caught, probably.
That's why he got the tip. This is not similar, or this is not the same as last game though, where like, you know, Crystallize is far behind, but he's playing on a hero that will eventually pick up that Silver Edge, and then, oh, now you have the counter to the PA. Like, Wraith King's actually quite good against PA. It's not the same like this. Medusa is not at any point like a sick Ursa counter. You just have all of this status resist on Ursa, so you don't really do anything with the Stone Gaze or the Egg and Scepter. Scotty's okay, but he's a melee hero, and he's a hero that also has a mobility ability, and he can just tear through Medusa at any point in the game.
So is this a case of just out-round?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, I think the draft is better for BRAME, but I think in the last game and this one, they played extremely well in the early game. They're just doing a lot better at constricting the map this time.
But it also just sounds like you really like this Ursa.
I love the Ursa, yeah.
Like, especially like with everything that you just said.
It makes it easier for them to execute constricting the map.
Gets the shard. Before 20 minutes, incredible. Incredible play.
Literally hacking.
No one else could have it, just him. Yeah, that's going to be really effective when he gets aggressive. He bought a Blink Dagger as well. He knows his net worth is so far ahead that he can just be annoying. He's going to blink at Dusa as soon as he sees her.
Our Rangers TP is coming in hot. Mana, Wish in position. Making their way over up to the high ground, though. Wish is going to give a little poke here. Wheels coming into play. Back up from the stone gaze. Someone is going to run away. Nice stream coil over onto 3 from Wish. The follow here. Desperate. Following up. They'll be able to use the tree hold, but it's not going to be quite enough. Someone actually able to survive that. Fishman will go down. Solid's just getting chipped away at over here on the side. He's next to fall. Toby trying to move away. Katomi having to use that time lapse. The hunt is on. The spot is so very low. Nefrit just running after him. Wish gets the kill on Toby. It's a team wipe going over to the side of BRAME.
They did such a good job, making it seem like they were going to go in. Everybody on the Radiant squad was like totally ready for that fight. They popped Epicenter and everything. They popped the Dusa ulti, and then they just walked away. And then they re-engaged again with Ursa in the front, who basically can't die because he's enraged the whole damn time. And then they just crush him with Dream Coil on the pop dies again.
They take an objective. So that's about as efficient as you can possibly be.
Jump in and silence. They Yules as well. I think that was defensive Yules actually from Weaver.
Dude, entirely wasted Epi.
Yep.
What a team.
3-man coil. They followed up with silence on Quad. Easy fight win.
I like that Nefrit immediately runs straight over to the triangle too. Like his team takes the bot tower, but he's just like, we're against Medusa. We're just running to Roche. We're running to the triangle. Let's go. They're not farming anything, and he's still kind of chilling in the area. Right back to the triangle. Let's go. I'm just kidding. We're smoking.
They're smoking because they're looking for blood. Samanen sitting up over in the eye spot. Smoke does pop. Katomi nearby.
I mean, this is not like a smoke to kill somebody who's out farming, because nobody's really out. I mean, Weaver doesn't really count.
They ping out. They know someone smoked because we're throwing out the orb.
They're looking for like an opening on Dusa, like if they could catch him like sticking his head out a little too far behind the tower, but
well, you know where Crystallis wants to live. Like Adusa wants her triangle.
Yeah, she's got to get out. She's got to get out of base at some point. That's what they were looking for.
Well, there's a BKB on top of this now too here. Or enough for it.
As I go.
A big old bear. Still about 2 minutes left over on the Aegis. How do you make these moves?
It's difficult. They've had lash.
Oh god.
Oh man, to dodge the glimpse. That's hard.
Dodge.
That's really hard to do.
There's a PMA tip.
That's a PMA tip right there. He's like, oh, I'm impressed, dude. That was good.
Game recognized game, but Nefrit jumping right in here. Doesn't be careful of the stone gaze. Wish though, blinks forward. Manages to go get that off. Big scream over onto the side, but not enough damage. The silence again coming through. There's a split over here on the side. They'll follow up with that overgrowth. Into the air. Nefrit still trying. Spartan somehow still alive here. Wish is taking down a little bit. Looks like he's going to survive. This is looking a little scary here for 11. He's going to teleport away using that BKB, so they'll reset the fight over on the side of BRAME.
I mean, it went good for the Radiant squad just because the Ursa BKB was how he chose to start the fight. If he had status resistance there, it probably would have been different, because then the Dusa ulti doesn't stun him for like 3 seconds. So really offset his ability to get stuff done in the fight. If he pops ulti instead, maybe Dusa ulti procs, but he can pick a different target or get restunned again and it'll be like no duration. So kind of like really allowed them to disengage. Well, I'm surprised Quap lived though. She was in trouble for so long in that fight.
Had upgraded Kaya and Sanj, I suppose.
And you got Shard as well. That's another way to nicely transition. Maybe another reason Orchid's a bit weak. You just get the silence for 1.75 seconds. And it does 175 damage for Blink. That's like a cool way to scale the hero with Spell Amp, actually.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, this is like a big part of the reason why people play with the Sanj and Kaya. Octarine sometimes, Shiv, Guard. I don't know why I pronounce it like that.
There's a rotation coming out from Smana. They're trying to make moves over on 11. Not very successful. Nefrit joins into the party. He says, don't you dare touch my teammate. The roll forward coming up from Samanen. Right over to Toby. He's got the Yules. And they should be able to follow up. Toby, though, has his dancing shoes on. They do need some form of detection here. He's going to be right on the corner, hiding into the side, just in case they drop a sentry.
New home. He's not.
Where that? Come on. 11, you got anything here? No? Waiting patiently. Oh, dear.
He was so ready for that.
Dire's middle tower
It was in his head.
Dude, that was like instantly after, actually. I mean, I know they had vision because it was daytime, but still, man. It's like his screen was already there and he was like waiting to click. He's like, oh, he's definitely going this way.
This is the only way.
Man, so tough for Dusa there. Every time they invade triangle, she has to walk so far to get to creeps. Like, all the way into her base, to the right, to the next camp.
He's holding all of his gold on Dusa, too, because, like, it doesn't really feel like Butterfly is going to be enough. Like, it's not aggressive enough. I almost feel like Daedalus or Scotty, and you just, like, bank on kiting. Like, he's indecisive with his item choice, because I think it matters a lot, right? On the next item you get on Dusa, you're going to take one fight and be able to play the game, or one fight and lose the game. So it's like, you can't just get a Butterfly right now. They are pushing. They're ready to fight.
You see that? Dusa throws out 2 snakes. Whenever she's using the 6 snake. That's right.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Viper
Dire's
and
bottom tower is under
Boa
attack.
Constrictor.
Cobra? That doesn't look like a cobra.
Sorry, I don't have a snake book.
Black Mamba?
I don't know.
There's a lot of different snakes. A lot of them out there. You don't really live in an area, though, that would have too
Not a lot of
many. No. Silence plus the Dream Coil. Gonna be able to hold into place. They're all 4 from Stavanen. The snap into the static storm. I'm not sure that was necessary, but I think perhaps they were.
Jenkins, is it crazy
nervous.
not to buy BKB on Quap?
Yes, it's insane.
I'm like really hoping there's a plate mail is far cheaper and it gives them a lot of survivability. And if he goes like plate mail into BKB, I'm gonna be cool with it. But
yeah, that's cool. Efficiency. All about that efficiency.
Because it's gonna massively increase his survivability in that, like, you know, that 15 seconds that he's disabled for in a row. You know, Versa has to hit him for an extra 2 seconds.
Silence over onto Toby.
Is under attack.
Of course, throw strike away. Oh, they have the protection. They use a kickback here from Stamanen.
What just happened?
That's a kill. They got a kill.
He was kicked off the map.
He was kicked. Yes. Fishman is caught in the trap. He'll be the next one to fall. Get a D-ward off the roll for it from Stavanen. He says, I can see you, Dusa. Gonna follow, pops that Nanta. We've got the buybacks, though, coming out here. They want to try to protect. This time he will fall.
Like, maybe he'll live, then I saw his HP.
There's been so many times, though, that he's made it out, like, as a couple times on both sides, right? Like, the Quap, Storm are barely surviving engagements.
That's a worthy death, in my opinion. That's a Quap popping ulti and a buyback from Tree for your death. I think he accomplished a lot in that moment.
I love the energy, too. I love they're like, we're not losing this one like we lost the last game. If you are going to chain feed to us, we're going to take it. Like, we will dive your base. You're going to have to buy back to beat us right now. Which, I love that energy. I feel like that's exactly what you want when you're a team that perhaps struggles, like, closing out games. Like, you just need to have that
He doesn't have mana
killer
shield
instinct.
On. Still doesn't have mana shield on. Is he turning it off because he's worried about defusal blade?
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Yeah, it grants you 2.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it is on. I'm sorry. Okay, my bad.
Wait, is it just bugged?
Normally there's a circle around it, right? It's probably just a visual bug, that's all.
Good.
Got dodging all these attacks, this frickin' evasion, we can't tell. It's fine. It's not a big deal. I was just curious for like play reasons, like if there's a reason you would leave it off.
I mean, I know people turn it on. It's like they usually turn it on and off when they're farming early, not this late.
Not when there's a global threat.
Hey,
like
maybe it's a Crystallis thing. Obviously, a very good player, so if he's doing it for a reason, he's doing it. Anyways, observers point out the butterfly, obviously, and then Ursa almost has an MKB finished, so he's basically ready to go for solution. He probably just bought it right now. So most of that butterfly is going to be nullified here, unfortunately.
That feels real bad, man.
The worst thing about the item timing on the stat too is like it's
he didn't have it on. It's just the mana shield buff for 250 mana. I see it.
Oh, okay, so it was on. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like something they added here. Anyway, sorry. Continue.
No, it's cool. I'm glad you clarified. That wasn't crazy.
There's going to be a fight here for this Roche. Going down very slowly. Find themselves smart. He's going to be the first one jumping in. So to be able to go, they'll take out the Disruptor Nephrit. They'll running. They'll fall from the Dream Coil over onto the backside. They'll be able to take down Fishman. Kato means also no modifiers. They're going to find back the big sonic wave coming out. As Crystals already has fallen. Stamanen. A couple clicks here. They throw the Lincolns over onto him. To roll away, and this Roche, which seconds just were in the hand of an entity, is going to go over to the side of BRAME. Roll forward against Stamanen, hoping he can catch anyone, give him a kick back.
Under attack.
That's so hard to fight into them. It looked like the Quap ulti killed Dusa. That's how fast she died when she got focused there. What a tough game.
The problem with the butterfly is got an Ursa that's so rich, he can just buy an MKB.
Yeah. Butterfly's like an amazing item timing at the right. He's got all of his mana drained here, and finally they're like, all right, let's hit him. And it's Ursa. Look at that. Instant mana drain.
Through.
Couple right clicks, couple nukes. Waffle, but they just weren't that competitive in terms of damage. They killed the Disruptor early. That part was really solid. That's an important pickoff, but killing the next round of heroes is tough.
Middle tower has fallen.
The assault is on in their base. Dallas trying to just push off some of these creeps.
Has fallen.
Difficult though. We'll have the Treant back up. Moment. Martin gets a silence. Roll forward. They do enough damage. It looks like yes, they can. Gustavus is dead. Does have that buyback if necessary. Nefert is just hunting around the back line to get the silence over to Stormstormer. They finish him off. Toby already falling. Toby buying back. Nefert getting clicked away again. Does have that Aegis. He's coming right back up again. And there's multiple buybacks here. They're very unhappy about it. The silence coming out here from Wish. Nefert trying to kill someone on his way out. Needs one more hit over on the Toby. Doesn't quite have the vision though. He's gonna have to go turn back around. As they'll be able to take down Toby. Nefert though sitting very low though. Gets the kill. As now they're forced away. Kazaomi keeping his eyes over on 11. 11 gonna try to teleport out. Not gonna be able to finish that TP though. As they do have the Yules. He's turning around trying to just take someone down with him. Fine gets the kill on Fishman. Stormstormer will find the kill on 11.
Oh man, Treant there to cut the tree down. Guarantees the kill, but gets destroyed after.
It's a lot of buybacks though.
Poor life.
It was, but they did get a net worth advantage from it. It's not the worst, but obviously it's scary. Yeah, Cheese and Refresher did get used though. 2 Dream Coils in that fight, so not absolute worst. And one of the buybacks was Sand too, right? So even though they won the fight, his dieback is basically cleared up here, so it's not the worst.
Oh, that is all right.
That's a little bug zap.
That was, I think, what T would call a cheeky little move.
Really? The old Blink Dagon. Very pro move in 2003.
When
I mean, that's something that Wish does.
Those 2 item hotkeys in a row. Yeah.
Watching that happen, my eyes like immediately gravitated towards the buyback button, just because if I was in that situation, I'd be mad. It's like, I'm fine. Oh, I'm not.
He's so farmed, dude. He hasn't died yet. 8-0 and 13. Playing so good on puck.
This is one of his signatures.
And he didn't play greedy either, you know? He went for like really semi-standard items like Treads, Blink. And he's like, all right, let's buy another safe item, get Linkens. And then he's like, okay, it's time. I can have some fun now.
Well, it's interesting too because he suffered so much during the laning phase up against that swap too. So he's found his footing.
But his rotations were great, and his hero is like perfect for this match, so it makes a lot of sense. Like, with careful, smart rotations, he's doing good stuff.
Monin again finding himself Stormstormer.
He's got the blend, or the BKB finally.
Yules roll forward though. There's the BKB, but I don't think this is how you want to use it. Turn back around again. Can they get a kill? Yes, they can. That's a big one. That's 1,000 gold. Going over to Toby. They drop the silence down. They're going to hope to try to get themselves killed. They will be able to take down the Sand King. They've got themselves a tree, too. So Nefert just going to go right through here. Stormstormer, though. How many mana left? Roll on through. Stormstormer, they have the vision. Throw the Yules forward. 11 joining into the fight. Gets that Bloodthorn off. They need some more damage. They cancel out the TP. Can they kill him? He's ticking down.
He's dead.
And yes, indeed, he is dead. And Nefert, though, just barely going to survive that engagement.
I didn't realize Nefert was so low from that fight. Holy crap. Medusa died as well. Yeah,
Look at this protection coming out from Spartan and Stomp. Like, get down, Mr. President.
Yeah, you don't
we
want
gotcha.
You don't want him to get the free kill on Ursa there, but hey, at least they killed the puck finally. The downside is all the gold went to Sand King. I'm sure Quap would have loved 1,000 gold there.
Anyone would have loved 1,000 gold.
I'll take
there's a regen.
Do you have 1,000 gold, Jenkins? Can I have some?
I have 0.
What's your kill streak right now, by the way? I'll take you out. It gets me a lot.
1.
Oh, God.
In a few moments from now.
I'm gonna go for a walk. I'll see you guys later.
Really killed those, so
Wait, am I the one who's getting murdered?
Oh
no, if I have to ask that, then it's not clear. Toby, though, he definitely is getting murdered. They've got creeps here. They've got plenty of damage. This tower is going to melt, and so is the barracks.
Radiant's bottom.
You know, Ursa has a lot of damage, but there's just something that he's lacking, and if you pair it with him, he becomes an incredible hero.
Nature's Prophet with 18k building damage,
where you
my
were going
boy.
for. I heard it.
Radiant's middle barracks.
I heard
You're right,
you
that's
say
it. That's what I was thinking. It's hitting buildings. You're totally right. Person just can't hit
Radiant's
buildings.
top tower is under attack.
No, this is
Very
the last
trying.
Radiant's top
tier
tower.
3 here. That's
Doesn't stop attacking.
Radiant's top barracks.
Stormstormer. He's got the BKB, but he's got to be very careful. All right, they do have the Weaver for the backup. Come on in, the nice static storm getting dropped. Might be able to hold 4-man Dream Coil on top of that, just placing them, holding them there. Follow up with a nice tree and ulti though. They're doing a lot of damage. They'll be able to take down Witch. Toby will fall. Extreme coming out of Stamana somehow still alive. Crystal's stuck over in the side. They'll turn back around. They want Kataomi, and they'll be able to find themselves Crystal. Stormstormer is the final piece of that puzzle. It's a turbo kill, and the G's get dropped.
All right, that's what BRAME expected to do game 1, I think, was something like that. Just like outplay their opponents. They did really good in those mid-game team fights. Puck never died. They had hero matchup advantages. That was cool. Good game from them.
Yeah, it seems like their assessment of that game was like, all right, boys, we were winning.